As you know, I'm a regular watcher of Spicks and Specs, the reruns every night, ABC 22, and I was
on last night.
You were on last night. Did you watch it?
You know how I know that? No. My friend Clive sent me a photo of me in a yellow shirt.
Yeah, 2007.
He said, I love your shirt.
2007? Clive, yeah. Anyway, I want to play the game called What Joke Did Dave Make? And I take you back and see if you can recall the joke you made that was very funny. I hope I can do it justice in the setup, but I don't know whether you remember.
I hope I find a new joke from an old joke. That'll be good.
The scenario was you were sitting next to Daryl Braithwaite. You were on Miff's team.
Yeah. Let me say, he was a very nice guy, Daryl Braithwaite.
He is a nice guy. He's a lovely guy. He's a really...
He wouldn't sing horses for me in the dressing room, but that's fair enough. I don't even like horses. I prefer some of Sherbert's songs, actually, but anyway.
So it was late in the show, and you were asking Daryl whether or not he put on his... Now, I don't remember, some silver jacket, and when he... Did he have a song called Silver Moon or something?
Yeah, Silvery Moon.
Silvery Moon. And you said, do you ever put it on? And he said, no, I don't ever put it on. And then you made a little reference to, do you ever put it on in the bedroom? And he said, no. I don't do it.
And then I said.
Then you said something along the lines of, yes, but you do after what?
After how's that?
Yes. Good joke.
How's that?
How is that for you? How's that?
Well, the thing about someone like Daryl Braithwaite, there's only so many reference points, aren't there? There's like horses.
Yep.
How's that?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah.
He was in Sherbet.
Something.
Silvery Moon was a big hit, but no one really remembers it. I used to love Silvery Moon. I used to have the single.
How's it go?
Silvery Moon, shine on me. Make it be soon, Silvery Moon.
And then at the end of the show, they showed Captain Coco in the tram.
Oh, did they? Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it was a trip down Dave O'Neill memory lane. There you go.
Wow.
It's always a highlight when you or Hamish are on, you know. And as we said before, it is quite interesting because a lot of the people on the show have passed. They've gone to the other side. They've gone to the big concert in the sky. And
oh my God, is this how I find out that Daryl Braithwaite's dead?
No, he's not dead. He's not dead.
He's not dead. He's all right.
Daryl's doing all right. Hello to Daryl if you're listening. Anyway, I don't think he is.
No, you're right. Well, you watch it. I was on Daryl Cotton. He passed away. Jim Keys from The Master's Apprentice. He passed away. So yeah, you're right. There's a few, but Brian Mannix is still alive. So that's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah. Has he lived a hard life? I mean, or not? Or,
Yeah. I assume so by the look of Brian.
Yeah.
But he's doing all right. Yeah. So it's interesting. Some people it's that bit of that Keith Richards thing, isn't it? They
keep on keeping on, you know.
Yeah, whereas the drummer passes away in the Rolling Stones, but Keith is still living.
Yeah.
So,
anyway.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here comes the music.
Here comes the music.
Speaking of which, Spicks and Specs.
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related. Now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Hey, now we've got to give everyone an update on our picnics because I've managed to fit in 2 picnics.
I've had 2
since our
picnics
last recording.
too. Yeah, and all the things I said were true about not able to find somewhere to lean to eat properly. You either lie down and eat, you stand up or eat, but sort of squatting and eating, kneeling and eating, I don't know. Hard to have a cup of tea with a bit of cake because you don't have anywhere to put. Because we didn't have it. Did you have a table?
No.
You just gone the blanket, have you?
Yeah, my wife's anti-table, so we got to sit on the ground.
Sit on the ground.
But I don't mind getting down. A bit of a problem, but then getting up Oh, no, I got up all right, but you don't want to embarrass yourself, down the park. But
yeah.
I'm like you, but I took a leaf out of your dad's book. I got my sandwich and did a bit of a walk around. I'll just check out the river. And just went down the river.
Yeah, you put your hand on your hip, you wander, and you point things out, and no one gets hurt. And then if you don't feel like all of the sandwich, you just say there's a bit you don't like, you just chuck it for the birds.
For the birds.
Chuck it to the birds. And no one gets hurt. That's all right.
I gotta say, what really impressed me was the ants. They're obviously so well, I don't know, practiced or whatever when it comes to picnics, because within I reckon 2 minutes of putting those sandwiches on the picnic rug, they were there.
Yeah. Oh well.
They must just put the word out, like sandwiches over here on the red rug.
Yeah.
Like, they're incredible.
Yeah, and then you once the line starts, then they're away, aren't they? Yeah.
Anyway, we've both done picnics. So what sandwich did you have at your picnics?
We had egg and lettuce and chicken and avocado on soft white bread for the grandchild. And I got to say, I'm coming back around to the white bread. Here am I saying you should be having the whole meals and the seeded loaf and whatever. I'm loving the white loaf.
It tastes good, doesn't it? The white loaf is good.
Followed by a little piece of cake and a cup of tea. Here I am saying how good it is, but it was good, yeah. And Selena made, how good's this? She made single quiches, like quiches in like little cupcake quiches. Oh, and they were still warm from the oven. So
spoiled.
Yeah, so
we had almost exactly the same. We had chicken on white bread. We cooked chicken, white bread.
How did you cook the chicken? Did you poach it?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, gee, we're living the life. Yeah, poached chicken. I didn't realise how good poached chicken is, as opposed to
that's what Kieran said. It's like a life changer.
Yeah,
it is really good.
Yeah.
Poached chicken.
And then Selena just slices it up, and in it goes, and you go, that's just heaven. Mm.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I hope people haven't tuned out now.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
that's right. Yeah. It's just this whole world.
Well, that's our life, because we're both in Melbourne, and the only thing you can do
is go and sit on a rug. Sit on a rug. Yeah. And I'm seeing people do it at the front of our house. They're doing it in the street. They're sitting on the nature strip. Because with people over the road, so the people on the road come over, sit on a nature strip, put up a little table, and share a few drinks, and they go, well, they're having a picnic, albeit at the front of their house. They're having a picnic. I go out. Yeah. I go out and move them on. I just go, not appropriate.
Call the cops.
Yeah, look, I'm going to call the police. This is not appropriate. I don't like it. It's alcohol. You can't consume alcohol in public places. This is not good. If you don't stop it, I'll be calling the police very shortly. And So that's the thing. I don't really want to go out there because you can only have the numbers 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah, 4 adults and then as many children.
There's always a couple of kids hanging around on bikes and stuff, and a couple of kids on skateboards, and it gets out of hand. But anyway, enough of our whinging.
Welcome. We're trying to bring some light here to the pandemic. And
we got a lovely review the other day, by the way. I wanted to say hello. I can't remember her name. I sent it to you. She's a frontline nurse, and she said that she's had a pretty tough 18 months, and that she enjoys listening to the podcast. I think, I can't remember her name, but you know who you are, and she's a regular listener, and we wish you all the very best. You're doing a fantastic job. Thank God we have nurses. Thank God. They are the front line. Yeah. They are.
They are. So we've got to say, like, any of that nurses, the ambos, the doctors, the people that work anyone that works in a hospital, it's like, it's pretty full on. Anyone who works in aged care, any of those areas, it's so full on. And, you got a higher chance of catching COVID if you work in those areas.
So I just hope that we can get you out of your head for a little bit, get you away on a little journey of chicken sandwiches. Look,
and she may not be listening after the picnic talk, but anyway. No, she's gone off to poach her chicken because she's heard how good it is, which is true.
That's right, I'm telling you. Okay.
We'll get our topics and we've got to match them up. That's how this podcast works. Okay. We've got to try and work out how they're related. If you've never tuned in, you've just heard there's good picnic talk. Bloody picnic podcast. Okay, should we get them?
Yeah, yes, please.
Yes, all right.
Ronald Reagan and psychics.
Oh, well, this is... I don't know what Sam's doing, what Facebook does and all those things. I was watching a trailer with Kieran the other night. There's a documentary made about the Reagans. Which is out
yes. That was
on HBO or somewhere. It's just called the Reagans. And it's like...
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah. No, but it looks... I love a biopic or a biodoc, and I have been tempted to watch that. I'm not that up to. I mean, I know he was a movie star during the 40s and 50s. Came through radio. I think he was like the first actor to ever become president, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was a former mayor of California,
Right,
I think,
yeah.
like Arnie,
Yeah.
mayor of California. And he, well, I only know from watching this trailer. I didn't watch it last night, a few nights ago. And Nancy, his wife, who was an actress too. There's a great bit in the trailer where a journalist asks a question and says, like, what do you think about this latest development? And Ronald just stands there, and Nancy goes, "We're doing the best we can." Ronald goes, "We're doing the best we can."
Oh,
She
wow.
was like, she was saying lines for him to repeat. So she was a big influence. I remember growing up with Ronald Reagan, for sure. So Ronald Reagan was...
What period was that, 70s?
After Jimmy Carter. In between Jimmy Carter and the first Bush. So...
Yeah, and Bush was his deputy, wasn't he? Vice, yeah.
No, it's more 80s. It's more 70s to 80s. Carter was 70s.
Yeah.
It's more 70s, sort of into the 80s, maybe.
He was a Republican, wasn't he?
Yeah, originally a Democrat, though.
He's
which is
originally a
interesting.
Democrat?
Yeah, he was a Democrat when Nancy met him. I think Nancy turned him, but he was also one of the guys who went after all the communists in the...
Yeah, yes.
That's how he met Nancy. That's right.
He was married to Jane Wyman first, the actress.
Yeah,
yes.
God, you got a good memory. Yeah, that's right. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I saw this thing. He had a first wife, and was she a famous actress? Was she Jane Wyman? Like, was she?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, well, he would have met her, in the movies,
Well, he only met Nancy because he was the head of the Actors Guild or whatever. So it's sort of like a union, really. So that's when he was probably a Democrat, and she came to him because she kept getting banned from movies because she had the same name as a communist sympathizer.
Oh, right.
So he helped sort that out, and then they fell in love, and that was it for old Ronald and Nancy.
Was he around? Was he the president for the when we had the Cold War with
Gorbachev? He was Gorbachev. Yeah.
Right. So when was the Cold War? That was in the. Oh no, that was JFK, wasn't it?
The Cold War went for a long time.
Yeah, but was he the one that wrapped it up, or was he one? I know there's something.
He was the one who went to Berlin and said, "Tear down that wall." You got to tear down that wall.
He spoke a bit like that, didn't he? He spoke
he had
a great voice. Yeah. Well, Dave, I love your show, and I got to say, you're doing the best you can, and that's all you can do.
And do it for the Gipper. He did this movie, and I remember reading this I remember this happening when he got a bit into the presidency. So he was in the 80s, Reagan. He started quoting movie quotes from movies he used to be in, but like it was real life.
Really?
He said, do it for the Gipper. And now that was his nickname from a movie. That was...
He was in westerns? Because I remember seeing him riding up on horses and stuff, and he was good looking. He was a really good look. He had a real movie star head, and he had that real presence.
And the voice. The voice was great.
Well,
He was the only... I love this bit of trivia. He was the only American president ever to wear a Nazi uniform. In a movie. Yeah.
Wasn't there? Was he the? Am I getting the right one?
He got shot.
Yes,
shot.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. John Hinckley Jr., who was trying to impress...
Early 80s, I think. He was getting into a car or getting out of a car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And he was trying to impress John Hinckley Jr., who has been released, which is bizarre to think of. He was trying to impress Jodie Foster, who was a young actress.
From Taxi Driver?
Paper Moon. Yeah, yep. Jodie Foster. So she would have been like a very young woman at that stage. She would have been like a teenager. And he was trying to impress her, so he thought, oh, no, I'll assassinate the president.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if she was impressed.
Saw what you did, and got to say, what are you doing Thursday? Because I'm
in prison for 20 years, but I tell you what, that's right.
I don't know what else. I don't know much else about
Ronald
him, really.
Reagan.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan.
Do it for the Gipper. Yeah, he's got that great voice. Do it for the Gipper.
What number president was he? Would have been?
I don't know.
What
72nd? I don't know.
I think it was around the 30th, 39th or 40th.
Okay.
40th president.
I know he followed Jimmy Carter, who was a Democrat, and then Bush.
Jimmy Carter.
George
Jimmy
Bush.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Who else can I do?
Can you do Jimmy Carter?
Not going to do it.
Richard Nixon?
Not going to do it.
Richard Nixon?
Oh, no, I can't do it. Can you do Richard Nixon?
No, I am not a crook. I am not a crook.
You got to shake your head.
Yeah, Richard Nixon. What about Bush? Can you do Bush? Bush got that sort of twang, hadn't he?
That was Bush before. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Who does that? I'm impersonating not Martin Short, the guy from SNL, the guy who does him really well. What's his name?
No.
The one that was in Wayne's World. It was in Wayne's World, I think.
Oh, Garth from Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey.
I think he's a really good impersonator. Really good.
Thank God we got to that before Ross Noble fell off his tractor. It's Dana Carvey, you idiots. He did a great Bush, yeah. And then Will Ferrell did George W. Bush. He used to do George W., I think. Anyway. Ronald Reagan, yeah, what can I say?
Anything else?
Well, I mean, people used to sort of, said he was sort of a bit like Trump, but he was in fact more of a politician than Trump, I reckon. Ronald Reagan.
Well, his legacy, he had a positive legacy, did he not?
Yeah, he was very popular.
Yeah, he was very
two
popular.
terms.
Yeah.
2 terms.
Yeah. He's a bit like Bush in that sense. Sometimes you look back at the second Bush, not the first Bush. The second Bush, you wonder what he really did, but he was popular. And you look back on Trump, and he was very well. You can't say he was well with some people.
The second Bush was not all about 9/11.
Yes,
it? Because I watched that documentary. I watched that one on Netflix, the 4-part one about 9/11, which is really interesting. I've got to say though, I didn't learn anything I didn't know.
That's right. That's why I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. I wonder about,
because I've read that book about 9/11 and I watched it and I went, I don't know, did I learn anything? Anyway, we just went in. You know what it did? This is for anyone considering watching it. It goes into a lot of the American response to it, which is kind of, they're upset. Of course they're upset, but anyway.
9/11, that was the night of Shirley Strawn's wake, and I came home.
Was it?
Yeah, I had hurt my back really badly, struggled out of there, and it was the first time I ever had Valium, and I took some Valium for my back, because Valium is a massive relaxant, of course, and then I thought, oh, this is a good drug, and I was watching television, I saw an aeroplane go into a building, I went, God, this is a really good drug. The world's ending, and I don't mind. Yeah, basically.
I was filming The Nugget and in Mudgee.
Great film.
And great film. Get onto it. It's on Stan, kids.
No, seriously, I watched it the other night. I think I still talked about it on this podcast. I really loved it.
Did. Yeah, you liked it. Yeah. I haven't seen it for 20 years. I got to watch it again. But anyway, I watched The Bill and then turned off the TV and went to bed, so I didn't see any of it.
Yep.
And because The Bill used to be on at ABC at 8:30 on a Tuesday night. Finished about 9:20. If I had left the news on, it would have come on that news.
You would have been up all night,
Yeah, because then I remember
about 10:30 maybe.
Stephen Curry came to pick me up, and he goes, "Man, the second tower's gone down." I said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Haven't you heard?" I'm like, "Nah." I mean, we're in Mudgee. I was in Mudgee.
I had a real experience. We were watching it, and I rang Jeff Stilson, who lives in New York, and I go, "What's it like there?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "I think you better turn the television on." And he turned the TV.
He didn't know.
No. And he goes, "Oh my God." And I said, "Yeah, man, just take care of yourself, because it's bad out there." And yeah, really weird ringing someone and telling them that
in New York. He's got no excuse. I was in Mudgee. All right, well, let's talk about psychics.
Psychics.
Are you a fan of psychics or?
Oh, look, I've seen that guy Darren Brown, and I've seen him do stuff where you go, well, I can't believe anything I ever see again from a psychic, because the way he does it, and he's using trickery, whether it's the Barnum, I think there's a thing called the Barnum effect. I mean, I'm just talking about the psychic part of it.
So is he a mentalist?
Yeah, he does incredible stuff, and then
you try and work it out. Like, how's he do it?
Yeah. I actually worked up a little routine where I can do you now if you like. I can do you.
Go on.
Okay. Also, we'll do the magic. You choose a magic card, and I will give you a reading from the others. I'll give you a reading what the spirits are telling me. So pick a number between 1 and 52.
Between 1 and 52.
Yeah, just pick a number, and I'll.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. And now tell me the number.
36.
36. Okay, I'm going through card number 36. Okay, yep. This is interesting.
I knew.
You go on.
Oh, go on. You still doing it?
Well, yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, this is the money card. I can see money coming and going. I can see the doors open. And it's like money. It's like money is being blown out the door like leaves, and then and you're sort of trying to collect the leaves, but you can't, and the money just keeps on slipping through your hands.
It's my wife on the internet, on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's if I were you, metaphorically speaking, if you can close the front door, does that make any sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Close the front door. Okay.
Absolutely. But I think that makes sense to. Everyone.
Hang on. Keep going. You got to keep going. Okay. Pick another card. Pick another card.
Okay. I've got it.
What number is it? What number?
42.
42. Yeah. Look. This is interesting because you're a good person. I can tell you're a good person, and at the moment you feel like you're doing good things, but you're not being appreciated for what you've done. You're being taken for granted, and people look. As much as they love you, the people around you, they're maybe not acknowledging the hard work that you're doing and the goodness that you're giving for people. Look, all I can say is
that's not really true because last night the kids and Kieran cooked me roast pork, which is my favourite meal, which I haven't had for a year. So I am getting appreciated. So that wasn't real.
Oh, you are. So you are being appreciated.
If you asked me yesterday, I would have said no.
Oh well, yeah. Well, this is backdated. This is backdated. Anyway.
Okay, another one. Okay, 17.
17. Oh, the holiday card. Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Holiday.
I'm seeing a holiday that is being planned, that moves, it plans, and then the destiny is. It's like you're throwing darts at a dartboard, and the dartboard keeps on moving, and you just can't seem to hit a bullseye with it. But rest assured, the swinging dartboard will stop soon, and you will go to your destination with happiness and joy.
Oh. You're so good. So what you're doing there is just fulfilling everyone's thoughts, aren't you?
Well, what they say is that there's always something about money. There's also always something about not being appreciated. There's always something about a holiday, just having had a holiday or thinking about a holiday. And basically, that's what I think it's called the Barnum. But then there's cold reading, which is where they...
Oh, I can do cold reading. Can
you cold read me?
No, not really, but I can. I mean, I don't know if I can cold read, but I can often look at someone and work out their job.
Oh, yeah, I can too. Yeah, I can work
in the
out.
audience.
Yeah.
In the audience.
Yeah.
So I look at someone. If it's a man, they're well built. They've got a short sleeve shirt on. They've got a suntan.
Yeah.
Short hair, but not that well presented. I go, I reckon you're a tradesman, because that's often a tradesman, because they're not. If you see someone with nice hair, really nice hair. Yep. They're often in some sort of area where they've got to deal with the public. So like sales or something like that. Men are easier to read than women.
See, and that's what cold reading is, I think. I think you pick up on things and then you just tweak it out. Because what I find amazing is that voices from the other side, they turn up and they go, look, I'm here and I want to speak to my family. I'm getting a voice from the other side, and they go, look, I'm not going to give you my name. I'm just going to give you the first letter of my name because I want them to work hard on my name. I don't want them knowing my name. So you know what I mean? So they go, I'm getting an M over here, an M. So all these people on the other side just turn up and give their first letters their name. They never why do they just give the full name? But anyway, and then they just tweak it, and then they throw a wide net, and then they're very clever at it. And
I remember Kate Lambrook went and told me she went and saw John Edwards. Remember John Edwards, the famous, and said it was so dodgy. It was just like, okay, I'm getting someone, like that. I'm getting a relative. If someone got a past relative with an M, you got thousands of people. Of course, someone's had a
Was there an injury to the head at some point? And you're going, well, I'm seeing a wheelchair. Lots of wheelchairs.
No, I'm seeing a hospital. I'm seeing a hospital.
Yeah. Because what they often do, those guys, is they put people out in the foyer who just wander around and listen.
Oh, absolutely. So when I was on Vega, we did a psychic night.
Yeah.
And so we did it at the Great Village Green Hotel, and people want to believe.
Yeah, they do. You do want to believe. Yeah.
So Connor, the assistant producer, went out into the foyer and just talked to people. And so she came back in, and I was doing a character called Psychic Dave, where I wore a muumuu and a turban. Didn't do a voice, just did my own voice. And she just said to me, those people over there from Frankston, he's a teacher. That woman over there is from blah, blah. She really likes chocolate. And so I just get up there, and I'm like, I'm feeling a teacher in the room. Oh my! People were like, oh my God. They would actually believe. They didn't even remember 20 minutes ago they told her in the foyer she was wearing a Vega t-shirt that she was a teacher. So I reckon people want to believe.
They do want to believe. They want to come forward and, you know.
But have you ever seen one? I've saw one. I saw one once.
I had my tarots done once by a friend, and it was broad. It was broad, and you know, and then he was getting a bit desperate, and
oh yeah,
and you could tell it wasn't quite resonating.
I went and saw one in Dalesford. So, you know, my mother-in-law used to live in Dalesford. Yeah. So we used to go up there a lot. And so I was sick of getting massages. And I said, this was like 20 years ago. I said to Betty, well, what else can I do? She goes, why don't you go see, there's a psychic in town. Apparently she's really good. And it was like something out of a movie. You drove up a dirt road and there was an old wooden house. So the whole setting was perfect. Yeah. You go in there and she sits you in the kitchen and she's an older woman with all shawls and stuff on.
A cliched sort of thing. Yeah.
Cliched psyche. Yeah. And she sits you down and I'm just looking around. I just remember she had so many different types of salt on her shelf. So she had like celery salt, chicken salt, normal salt, salt and pepper salt combination. I'm just going, wow, that's why this woman's not dead from... But she was interesting. So she sits me down and she goes... she didn't do any getting people from the other side.
No.
Because I said, my parents are still alive. Yeah, you could talk to my grandparents, but, you know, whatever. I want to know what's coming up in the future for me. And so she held my hand and she looked at my hands and stuff and she told me I was going to have children. I don't know if I'd had a kid at that stage, maybe one. I was going to have more children, which is kind of...
Well, yeah, easy peasy, yeah.
A man in his, I would have been 40s or 30s, late 30s, 40s. And then she said, I can't work out what you do for a job. She said, you have a very unusual job. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And she,
but every job's unusual, isn't it? Oh, no. Okay.
Well, not okay. That was a fair call, I thought, by her. Yeah. But then again, she could have, you know, seen me on Spicks and Specks that night. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, and she goes, "You're like a shark hunter or something. It's a very obscure thing that you do." And I said, "Oh, I'm a comedian." She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah,
that was
that's
it.
it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it." Shark hunter to comedian. But what she did say, which was interesting, she said, I can see you going to a new job in a large building. It's like a casino or something. I'm thinking, well, you know, a comedian, casino. Yeah. Comedians work at casinos. Yeah. And then she said, no, hang on. It's near the casino. And I'm like, oh, God, what could that be? You know, she said it's like a large building, quite a big institution. ABC. I reckon it was. This is the thing. I reckon. Okay, so
you want to believe. You want to believe.
So I reckon. So I was working at Nova at that point, and I reckon about 3 months later, I was in Tasmania doing a gig in November for the toll shipping company. They were all sailors at this gig. That was the gig. I've told you about it before. It was so toll shipping have a freight service where they've got a boat that leaves Burnie and goes to Melbourne and back, Burnie, Melbourne, Burnie. Right. And it's a straight line. Okay. Yeah. Now, on that day, the captain had bought a new house in a place called Penguin, which is to the sort of left of Burnie if you're looking from the ocean. And he wanted to go see what his house looked like from the ocean. So he turned his boat, big freight ship, as he left the port of Burnie, right, to have a look at his house, and he hit a rock. And so they put a hole in the boat and it had to get towed to Newcastle. Right. And so anyway, that was the week I was doing my gig in Burnie. The captain was sacked for putting a hole in the boat. Right. So you can imagine the atmosphere there wasn't great because the captain was very popular. Anyway, I got a phone call when I was singing this motel in Burnie, about to do this gig for these sailors. And this woman's like, are your ears ringing? I'm like, nah. And she's like, we've been talking about you here. And I said, where's here? And she said, I'm from the ABC radio. I'm like, oh, right. And we want you to come and audition to be an announcer next year on air. I'm like, oh. No, I wasn't. I was younger, man. I didn't really know what the ABC radio was at that stage. I hadn't listened to it. And she goes, have you signed to Nova? And I said, oh, yeah, I just signed last week. And she goes, okay. Well, I'll bring you back. And then I never heard from him again. So maybe that was it. So maybe she predicted that. Maybe that was it. Yeah. What do you think?
Look, I wouldn't be if she if she told you to buy certain stocks on the stock market, I wouldn't have bought them because I'm not sure that she was that spot on. But anyway, look, good for you. Good for you. Did you? Apparently there was a guy I heard a guy interviewed on the ABC because he's written a book about psychics recently, and he was saying there was a guy that did he had a stockbroking firm, and he did all his stuff through a psychic, and compromised a whole lot of people's money, and I think he was sent to jail for it. Did everything through a psychic. It's just ridiculous, you know.
I was listening to that Irish comic, Ainsley. Oh, she does that really funny sitcom called This Way Up. Only this way. Have you seen that?
Oh.
About the two sisters with
Yes.
Sharon.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yep.
And she has a nervous breakdown and she gets out of the institution and she goes and sees a psychic in the show. And she said in an interview, psychics are just like really cheap counselors.
Yeah,
they're a lot cheaper. They're cheaper than a therapist, she said. That's why she goes and sees them. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting, psychics and saying a prayer, and basically psychics say to you, you know what, you've got the strength to do this and you'll be able to handle it and it's going to go really well for you. And saying prayer, you say to yourself, give me the strength to. So it's positive. It's just giving you positive affirmation. And then you go, you know what, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And if someone says to you, it's you know what, it's going to be fine. And you often do that. You go, you know what, don't worry about it. And I go, okay, I won't worry about it. So it's just reassuring. So there's a fine line. I know my mother used to go and see them, and all her sisters used to go and see them a lot.
Really?
And And she saw one who drew a picture of the house that we were going to live in, and we lived in not in a peculiar house, but it was a double story with two windows at the front and two either side of a. I mean, it sounds like easy to predict, but she drew a picture of exactly the house, and she also predicted that I was going to go into the arts.
Wow.
So anyway. So look, if it works for you.
Yeah, one of my friends went to see one years ago. And the woman said to her, "You have a form in your top drawer of your dresser. Throw it out. You're never going to pursue it." And she had a form to join the police force in her top drawer that she had filled up but never handed in. Oh. But is that a cliche? Would everyone have a form in their top drawer? Possibly.
No, most people have that the bowel. What's the name? Do a poo on a bit in a tube and send it off. The
poo kit.
The poo kit. Most of the people our age have the poo kit in their top drawer. And by the way, you shouldn't do that. You should get it done. I've got it done.
I've sent it off. It's a great day. You get the kids involved. It's a great day.
Yeah. Looks, and you you leave it in the fridge overnight, and you put a sign.
Leave it in the fridge.
Yeah. Don't be putting this on your when we have a barbecue.
Your scones.
Yeah. Don't put that on the scones.
I know, you can see there are certain things that most people do that you could possibly predict.
Yeah.
But like you did, a holiday, money, you're not appreciated.
Yeah. It's kind of,
You're in a marriage. I don't think your partner appreciates you. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've done that with a couple of people, and they've gone, oh, that's ridiculous. I do a fake pack of cards, and they're going, and then I said wheelchair to one person, and they went, oh my God, yeah. But wheelchair works all the time.
Every time, yeah.
Works every time. Because I do that thing where I watch where they do people in the crowd, and then they'll go. If he was talking to me, I go, that works, that fits, that works. They all fit, and you go, well, if I was leaning into it, I'd enjoy it. But anyway.
I remember in teachers' college at one of the last lessons in psychiatry. I don't know what we were doing. The lecturer handed out a form and he said, "Turn it up, read the paper, and then afterwards put up your hand."
Yeah,
I reckon I've designed this for everyone here. I've gone through all your notes. Yeah. I've written a thing. And you read it, it's similar stuff. You're not appreciated. Yep. You think you got potential, but no one realised it.
Everyone's was identical.
Everyone's was identical.
Put your hand up if I got you. If I summed you up, and everyone was identical. So,
yeah,
but as I said, that the flip side of it does give people some reassurance, and it gives people confidence.
It does.
And it gives people. If people are deciding stock market stuff or ridiculous stuff, no. But if it's in terms of because my mum passed away recently, and there's that period where you go, you look for a sign. Is there a sign? Because sometimes people talk about, seeing something or you see,
same with our dad. So when he passed away, someone was saying there's a magpie keeps hanging around. He was a Collingwood supporter. Is that the magpie?
Yeah, my dad. on my dad's 100th birthday, he loved birds, and we had a parrot come and sit at the back door of the house like for 3 hours. It wouldn't fly away. He just stared in the back door, and we were feeding him, and it was like, it was a parrot. Yeah, it was a beautiful bird. You're going, oh, this is just too much, too coincidental. And for what it does is it just gives you a nice moment at that moment, and you think about your dad or you think about your mum, and it's a really, really good thing. So who knows what happens out there? We're not going to find out until we're dead, and then when we are dead, we're going to go, oh, this is good. This is clever.
Wow. Or there's nothing. It's just
or there's nothing.
Nothing.
It's probably good nothing though. It's like it's like a good sleep,
Deep sleep.
Yeah, deep sleep.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thinking your life flashes in front of you. Hopefully they haven't cut out the naughty bits.
Yes.
Hopefully it's not the PG version. Anyway, okay. Thinking music. Well, I know.
Why don't we have a scene from a Ronald Reagan movie?
Oh yeah, but who remembers any of Ronald Reagan movies?
Can we have a scene from?
Do it for the Gipper.
Can we have a scene?
One of his speeches? He was famous for making speeches.
Good speeches. Or have a bit of that bloke you were talking about. What's his name? The one that Kate saw. Have a bit of him doing some predictions. And
John Edwards. See
if it fits. Like, listen to it and see if it fits.
No. Why don't we? I'll be a psychic and you come and see me. We'll do a make believe. That'll be funny. I'll be a psychic.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. So, I'll tell you what. You be a psychic.
You play yourself.
I'll play myself, and I'm coming to you to get advice about my career. How about that?
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Great.
So you're so the sound. You'll be in the. Well, I'll
be in the
walk.
tent.
How about I walk up a
tent.
path like you did at Daylesford, and I'll knock on the door, and you'll be sitting
I'll
there.
answer.
You'll answer. Okay.
I'll answer.
But I'll be talking to myself as I'm walking up the path.
Right,
okay.
Here we go.
Need some dingle.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Where is this place? Oh, okay, I'll just walk up here. Oh, this is kind of weird. Oh, it's a little bit spooky. Oh, there's the door there. I'll just knock on the door. Hello.
G'day. Welcome to Dave's Psychic and Dry Cleaning Service. Have you got a jacket you want dry cleaned, sir?
No, I actually... Well, that's good. Actually, I have got a jacket in the car. I'll go and get that later on.
But I knew that.
Wow, you are psychic. Yeah.
I am psychic, and I'm here. I'll put my caftan on. I've got my moo-moo, my caftan. I've got my little hat on.
So what was your name again? What was your name?
I'm Psychic Dave. Dry Cleaning Service.
Yeah. And why aren't you wearing any pants? Why?
That's part of the whole thing. I want you to come in, and I want you to sit down.
Yeah, okay.
I want you to grab this ball, not that one, the one on the table.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, that feels good. Yeah, it's heavy, big. Yep. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know you've come here for help. I know that because I'm a psychic.
Yeah.
But what in particular?
Well, I'm wondering what I should do in my career. I won't say what I do. I'm not going to tell you what I do, but I want to know what the next step
that's weird
is.
Because a person of your age is generally asking about retirement and going over to the other side.
Yes,
but you want to know about your career.
Yes.
Okay.
So did you want to hold something of mine, or do you want to?
I'll hold your credit card. That'd be great. Just get your credit card out.
My credit card?
I'll hold your credit card. Yep,
Surely
your credit card.
My watch or my ring or a bit of jewellery or something.
No. Well, okay, just give us your wallet and I'll hold that. The
whole wallet?
Yeah, let me hold your wallet. Oh, that's good. I'm getting vibes out of this. I'll just open it up. Oh, okay. I think your name is Glenn. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Glenn, hang on a sec. Glenn Robbins? Lives in Brighton. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, wow. Yep.
Did you read that off my credit card?
Your license.
Yeah,
anyway, I know where you live, Glenn Robbins. Okay. All right. Okay.
What are the voices? What are the spirits telling you about my career?
Someone wants to speak to you. Someone wants to speak to you.
Yes.
It's an older gentleman, but he seems to be pretending to be an older gentleman. He's saying, oh,
look,
he sounds a bit deranged. He's got a hearing aid on.
You've got a cross line
Albert?
there. He's not real.
Auntie Albert?
That's Uncle Arthur.
Arthur.
One of my
Uncle
characters.
Arthur.
Yeah, Uncle Arthur. Yeah,
Oh.
that's not real. So
he's not real.
He doesn't know. He can't be on
He
the other
seems
side.
very real.
No,
It's quite
he's
funny.
not. So I think, yeah.
Hang on, he's doing a little skit for me. Oh, sorry, so you don't want to speak to him?
No,
You don't want to speak to him?
he's not real. So who else is there?
Uncle Arthur, he doesn't want to speak to you. What do you mean you made him a lot of money? I don't know. He doesn't want to speak to you. All right, what he's suggesting, I'll just put this to you, he's suggesting a tour of RSLs where that's career-driven.
Yeah, okay.
Look, there's other people want to speak to you. Hang on a minute. I'm getting a...
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There was
Okay, here's someone.
Oh, this would be good.
He's
Maybe
wearing
an
a
uncle or
hat.
an auntie or something, or someone who...
He's wearing a hat. He's wearing a hat. Oh, God,
I've got an uncle who...
Why is he in the nude? He's always in the nude, and he's putting his...
Yeah.
Oh, my God, he's getting his appendage stuck in a lot of things, in a petrol bowser,
Yeah,
in a crocodile,
That is Russell Coit.
and he's dancing.
That again
That's
is not
it,
a
it's
real.
Russell Coit,
It's
that's
not
him.
a real character. It's
That's
Russell
the
Coit.
guy.
He's made up.
You know-
He's not.
Oh.
I don't know where you're getting this.
You don't want to talk to him?
No,
You don't
I don't want to
him?
talk to him because he's not
He
real.
doesn't want
He
to talk
can't
to you.
help me. He's a comedy character that I made up, and I did
Russell?
him. But yep.
He doesn't want to talk to you. No, he doesn't want to talk to you. Okay, he's proposing a tour of rodeos. The Russell Coit Outdoor Rodeo Spectacular.
Look,
This
yep.
is career stuff.
Good advice. Yep. Anybody? Look, is there anyone that is
Okay.
real on the other
Oh,
side that can
my
give
God.
me career advice?
Oh, my God. This guy's power walking. Amazing. He's quite funny. He's got a lovely wife and a... Gee, the daughter's a bit annoying.
Is his name
Oh,
Kel?
that's
Is it Kel
That's
Knight?
it.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's a butcher. Yeah,
Yes, he's a
right.
butcher.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you got it? Have you? Is that
You don't wanna
screen
talk-
behind you there? Is that connected to the internet? If
You
I
don't
was
want
to
to,
no.
You don't want to talk to Cal? I assume you don't want to talk to Cal?
I don't want to talk to Cal. No, because again, he's not real. I love doing him. He's a lovely man. Cal loves his life, good sex life, does a lot of good things, but he's
I
not
can see
real.
that.
He can't give me any advice. Is there anyone there? I want to speak to one person.
Yeah, okay, one person that can help you with your career?
Yep.
All right. Hang on. There's one other person. He's running a fruit shop. He's saying a couple of days. Do you know this man? He wants
Yes,
to speak to you.
that's Con the Fritterer. And when am I going to get the next really good job?
He says in a couple of days.
Here's my dry cleaning.
Wow.
Can
Thank
I have
you.
a wallet back, please?
Oh, okay. No worries. Thank you for seeing Psychic Dave. And out.
What a rip-off.
I'm out. I'm a shell. Wow, it was amazing. That guy knew everything.
Wow.
There's a-
How
There was a great scene in that show, Leftovers, which is about where 10% of the population disappear, and a guy starts running a psychic, but like you were suggesting, he just has an earpiece, and his wife's upstairs looking at Facebook. So you come in and say your name's David O'Neill. He just goes on Facebook. She goes on Facebook upstairs and says to him, 3 kids, used to be a plumber, blah, 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 blah. And that's how they do it. And he does it to reassure people. He's doing it as a service.
Well, there's that horrible woman in the US that was doing it for. It was just horrible. That he was doing it for people who'd lost children, and they got all the people in the room that had lost children that had gone missing for whatever reason. And one got up and he said, "Look, I'm sorry, but she's dead. She's dead, and but she's resting and she's at peace." Blah 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 blah. Anyway. So that woman that got that information was so heartbroken that her daughter was gone. She got very ill after that, and she passed away. And it was a couple of months after that it came out that the girl was alive and she was being held by a
Oh my God!
Yeah, so it's just there are people who exploit it and people who. So that's what you're doing. That's what Psychic Dave is doing. He's He's exploiting people, and he's getting them to take advice from Con the Fritterer. It's just not on. I'm going to have you
dry cleaning's
investigate.
good.
Yeah, but I've got to say, his dry cleaning,
Dry
and
cleaning,
his
very
spot
good.
his spot removal is very, very good.
Spot removal.
Okay, you have a shot. I'll have a shot. I'll have a go. You go.
Did Ronald Reagan use psychics in his
Yeah,
government?
I reckon.
don't
I
know.
think that's got to be the answer. That's got to be the answer. That
I think Nancy. I reckon it would have come from Nancy. She was a big influence on him. Nancy believed in psychics, I reckon.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Okay. I reckon. I'm going to change mine. I'm going to say that Ronald Reagan tried to have psychics banned because he thought they were too damaging to people, and he wanted them banned for psychological reasons. Because was it Nixon that stopped? Was it Nixon that stopped the investigation into psychedelics? And now they're only starting to investigate psychedelics again now.
Yeah.
I reckon Ronald Reagan stopped because it was causing too much damage. Anyway, so you're going to go with Nancy. I'll go with he outlawed it.
Okay. What's the answer, Sam?
Joan Cecile Quigley of San Francisco, California, was an astrologer best known for her astrological advice to the Reagan White House in the 1980s. Nancy Reagan was introduced to the astrologer, and for 7 years it was a closely guarded secret of the Reagan presidency.
Oh, wow.
Well done, you were right.
It's probably Psychic Dave. It's probably talking to Psychic Dave.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
It seems to me that you have got some sort of, you do it with audiences. With Psychic Dave to you came very easily.
I got abilities. Yeah.
Because you might come up against that James Randi. Remember that James Randi guy? He's the guy that always comes on and who was that other one? Uri Geller?
Uri Geller. So there was a famous incident on the Don Lane show.
Yeah, where
and Doris Stokes. Doris Stokes.
Yeah, how dare you speak to her? She was just doing.
And you can piss off after the ad break. Didn't you, Don Lane, say that to James Randi?
Yeah, because she was just doing. She was huge, and Randy's the same. Randy comes out and he does. I saw him a while ago. He did.
Is he still alive, James Randi?
I don't know.
Probably. Yeah.
He does the boom because apparently Uri Geller had 3 tricks. And he just repeated the same tricks. And they used to get Uri Geller to fly him up on a plane, and he would predict where they should put their mines down to find metal and so forth, to find oil. And because
really?
He absolutely ripped people off so much. And he did the spoon bending thing, and I can do the spoon bending thing. All you do,
can you?
Yeah, is you get the spoon right, and you hold it in your hand, and you rub it a little bit, and then you go. You can see me. I'm rubbing the spoon, and then you go, oh, by the way, there's nothing up my sleeves. And as you pull your sleeve up, you push your hand across and you bend the spoon. You just bend it in your fingers like that. So you would have loosened the spoon up a bit before you do the trick. You would have bent it a few times, like get the metal warmed up.
Yeah.
And then you go like that, and then you just rub it, and you just make it, and then you go, look, it's just like putty in my hands. And it worked. Wow. People go, how the hell did you do that? Anyway, me and I think Hamish Blake is pretty much into the magic tricks as well. So I don't know. Maybe we should do a new show. I should do the sleight of hand, and you should do Psychic Dave. I think we should do that round. Seriously.
Yeah, it's good. It's good 10 minutes at least. I can hear a voice. I can see a voice. I can hear someone from the other side. Yeah, it's all interesting.
What's that joke? It's a rude joke, okay? It's a rude joke.
Okay, turn off kids.
Turn off kids. It's where I go. You do it to someone. I go, oh, did you hear about Dave O'Neill? He learned how to become a psychic. Really? Yeah, he was at the pub, and Dave's telling everyone he wants to learn how to be a psychic, and the guy said, look, if you want to learn, come back to my place. So Dave goes back to his place, and the guy goes, come on in. Come on in. And he goes, yeah, just sit down. Okay, I just want you to just take off your pants and get down on all fours. And Dave goes, what are you doing? And he goes, do you want to learn how to be a psychic? And Dave goes, yeah, I do. All right, I'll take my pants off and I'll get down on all fours.
Oh, no.
And then he goes, and he goes, now close your eyes. And Dave goes, oh, what? He goes, do you want to learn how to be a psychic? I do want to learn how to be a psychic. Anyway, then the guy goes around behind Dave, and he does something very inappropriate to Dave, which I think you all know what I mean. And then Dave goes, oh, I knew you were going to do that. And the guy goes, see, it's working already. Sorry, I had to clean that up.
Psychic.
Had to clean that up anyway. You can work
that's very
that
good.